around, and I heard a voice saying to me in Aramaic, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? It is hard for you to kick against the goal. Now, this is when Paul was talking to King Agrippa, and he was telling him about his conversion. Guys, why do we kick against the goal? When I say to the wicked, O wicked man, you shall surely die, and you do not speak to warn the wicked from his ways, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood I will require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the wicked to turn from his way, and he does not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. When I say to
Scroll through the word, revelations unlocked. Wisdom so fresh, got my spirit stock. Streaming hope like podheads on demand. Faith-filled visions, God's work in my hand. Scripture speaks, it's the vibe in my veins. Rainbows after storms, promises remain. Good news flows, let the world hear the sound. From the depths of the heart to the streets all around.
What's up, what's up, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nikki with Scripture Speaks. And what is the scripture saying today? But before I tell you what the scripture is saying to me today, what I want you guys to do is hit that like and subscribe button while I take me a sip of water, so that I can refresh my physical body and we can get into the living word that will bring life, and every sip will restore the soul. Guys, you at the beginning of this video, you saw me talking to me quoting Acts 26 and 14, and it said Jesus asked Paul why was he kicking against the goads. And first, let's look at what goads means. Goads means to provoke or annoy someone so as to stimulate some action or reaction. Now, he was asking Paul, why are you trying to get a reaction out of me? And the reaction that you want, I'm not going to give you. I'm going to give you something better. I am going to send you on a journey where you're going to minister to the Gentiles. That's the response you're going to get from all of your zest and wanting to persecute Christians. I'm going to cause you to do a great work. And Paul is given credit for over half of the New Testament. Now, what I want to talk about in this video really is three simple things. Has God ever sinned? Do we want help? And God is faithful and he will restore. Now, first, has God sinned? We know that's a rhetorical question. We don't have to even respond to that. But why am I asking that question? Well, it's simple. Because we seem to think that we hold all the answers, all the keys to right and wrong. We are the standard for moral living. And we're not. We blame Adam and Eve for sinning and bringing sin into the world, which we should. But we want to ask God questions like, well, if you know us so well, why would you allow them to be tested like that? But that was in love as well, and we don't understand it. Now, Nikki, why are you even talking about this? The scripture was speaking to me in Acts 26 and 14 because we kick and we fight against God, and that's a battle we're never going to lose. And that's what we don't think about. And we wonder why it looks as if the devil is winning, but he's already defeated. And we don't hold on to those simple facts. He's already defeated, but his job now is he wants as many souls as possible to join him where he's going. He is the epitome of misery loves company. Why don't we get that? Well, because we want to do what we want to do. And sometimes we talk as if God is the sinful one. That's why I say, has God ever sinned? So what we go through, how do we even blame him for any of it? We are seeing so many traumatic things happening. We're hearing of gory stories in the entertainment business. I just watched yesterday, and I didn't watch the full video, where a young man again blew up a fertility clinic. He was anti-pro-life. He said procreation should not continue. Who gave him that right? And I think that's our biggest problem. We talk about enlightenment. We talk about our higher self. We cannot be our higher self without God. No matter how much you try to tap into the spiritual realm and all of that, when you tap into the spiritual realm truly, and you become truly mature, and that's my goal, because I always say this is not just a channel, this is a journey. That's why I'm talking about this today. Because even I kick against the gods sometimes. I do things, and then when the consequences come, I'm upset. I'm wondering what happened. Why am I going through this? And most of us do it every day. A woman and a man know when they come together sexually, it's a possibility that a child can come from that. But we get angry. We get frustrated. And we act as if we didn't make that choice. Or we weren't conscious when we made that choice. And we didn't know what we were doing, or we rationalize it. Oh, it happened, but I didn't intend for it to happen. But you knew that it can happen. So why don't we walk prudently through life? Why do we kick and try to get a reaction out of God? But we want the reaction that we want. We don't want the reaction that he gives us. And the reaction that he's giving us right now is he's taking his hands off. And he's watching us just continue to make our bad decisions. Like, for instance, we have so many back and forth and racism conversations. Donald Trump is bad, but we fought for the right to vote. Now, no matter how he got back in office, no matter how we feel that he was indicted on several criminal charges, he was brought up on several criminal charges, it does not negate the fact that we voted. And I didn't vote. So that's why I don't really discuss politics, because I did not vote. And deep down inside, I know that I'm wrong. I felt bad. But he got back in. How did he get back in? He won the popular and electoral college, even with our right to vote. And then what do we come back with? Well, they were they doing voter suppression on the black people. Okay, granted, I don't know much about it. I'm not even trying to understand it. But I'm still getting to the point of we're kicking and we're fighting against God. We're just like the Israelites. We want a king. We want somebody to get us out of this mess. But the only one that can get us out of it is God. Nobody else. I don't care who we see doing great things. It's all to the glory of God. If you see someone doing something and they're impacting this world in a great way, it's all to the glory of God. But when we're talking about life's trials and tribulations and what we want out of this life, We still have to look at it from a standpoint of, if you keep fighting against God, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. We're already losing if we look at it. We're losing not because the devil is winning. We're losing because we don't understand how much he loves us, and that we want reactions from him he's not going to give us, because his ways are higher than our ways. We as women, we're out here fighting for equality. But God told men in his word, treat the woman as the weaker vessel, because she is an inheritor with you of grace, of the grace of God. So we inherit the same grace that a man inherits. Now, what culture decides to do, we have to learn to separate. Because we are to be holy as our Father is holy. That means we have to separate ourselves from what culture may be doing. Because man-made laws still exist. But when we follow God's laws, we have an ally that no matter what man is doing, it won't affect us the same way that it affects people that's trying to follow man's law. And we get so angry. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is, do we really want help? Do we really want help? Do we really want help? And what am I talking about? Okay, do we really want help? When I say that, I'm looking at, we have the bare necessities of life. We have a roof over our head, food in our refrigerator, clothes on our back, shoes on our feet. We can walk, talk, hear, see, all of the things that is necessary for us to be functional in this life. Okay? But real help comes from above. And God never said that we will not suffer trials and tribulations in this life. And it's not that you're supposed to walk around and smile and say, oh yes, I'm so glad I'm going through this. No, but you understand that kicking against the goals will get you the reaction that you do not want. It will cause God to turn his back until we decide, hey, I'm ready to come back. He's got his arms wide open. He's ready to embrace us. And that's what I'm looking at. Like I said, this is not just a channel. This is a journey. And it's a journey for me. And I am doing videos because I want people to come on this journey with me. It's very important that we go on this journey of making the decision to go back to and return to our first love. When Adam and Eve were in the garden originally, they had no problems. And I've talked about this before. Go watch my videos. They had no problems. They were not even ashamed of being naked, exposed, body exposed. They had it all. But you know how they say curiosity kills the cat? They just had to know what it would be like to eat from that tree. And the reaction that they got was that now you're kicked out of the garden. Now you have to fend for yourself. You have to work, till the grounds. You've got to buy yourself clothes, shoes, food, and you got to work for all of it. They didn't even need a job. Do you see the domino effect of when we decide that we're going to kick against the goals? That's a domino effect. We may say, well, I'm doing me, you do you. You are absolutely right. But that effect, that domino effect, it's just something that you cannot get past. And then we start to wondering, what's going on? Why me? Because we continue to kick and tell God, I don't need you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And the last thing I want to talk about is God is faithful and he will restore. He will restore, guys. He will restore. He truly will. Even though sometimes it may feel like he's not there. He's not coming to our aid as quick as we want him to. He's there. And he will restore when we make the decision to say, hey, I'm tired. I'm tired of being mistreated by men. I'm tired of having to be strong on my own. I'm tired of fighting with men and going against them and having to be combative and feeling like I got to be aggressive because if I don't, they're going to take advantage of me. I don't want to live like that. And you know, God says we don't have to. But we take submissiveness as a bad thing. We look at it as a bad thing because we're living and walking in our trauma. And we will not let God restore us. We're kicking and fighting against the gods. And he's asking us, come back. When you come back, I'll help you to understand that submissiveness is not a weakness. It's a strength. Because then you have faith in God. And when you have faith in God, then you know he's not going to lead you astray. So he's not going to allow you to follow somebody that's going to lead you to a ditch. So why do we kick against the goals? Because we don't understand the real goal. Because if we did, we all would make better decisions. And we wouldn't continue to fight God and tell all these lies and try to make God out to be a liar. Speaking the enemy's native tongue. Sometimes we code switch our language. When we're around other Christians, we don't talk about that restoration. We don't talk about that reconciliation. We talk like the world is talking. So we can fit in, so we don't want to come off as, oh, here we go. We got one of them. We got one of those. You one of those. And we're scared and we're fearful of what people are going to say. So we start speaking our Father's native tongue. And I'm talking about myself because, like I said, this is not a channel. This is not just a channel. This is a journey, guys. And I want to play a clip for you because I want you to know this. And if you don't remember anything else that I say in this video, God will not be mocked. And I want you to look at this video. And I want you to tell me what you think in the comments or whatever. But it's a video of Taylor Swift. And I just want you to watch how she code switches and how she mocks God.
To what Taylor Swift says about being a Christian, what do you notice?
Disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values. Those aren't Tennessee Christian values. I live in Tennessee. I am Christian. That's not what we stand for.
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I can't change that. I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history.
Yeah.
But does Taylor believe what the Bible teaches?
I just believe very firmly that everyone should be able to live out their love story without the fear of discrimination.
We're gonna act how we want, love who we want, be who we want, say what we want.
I'm here to honor someone who, through her words and through her actions, she tells the world that no one can judge us and no one can stop us. She is my friend, Ruby Rose. We're all treated equally under the law. Regardless of who we love, regardless of how we identify, we all deserve.
Do you see how she code switched? You see how she switched up? You see how she changed her views? What happened? She said, I'm a Christian, and she said it with conviction. What happened? What happened, guys? So, I want to end this video like this. How we start our day and end our day determines where our soul will lay. I'm about to go lay down.